What we do here is go back.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome to episode 45 of the Lost Media podcast. Yesterday, you saw it in the title, completely fake Lost Media is on the agenda, and more specifically, we are looking at KaBlam, the 29th and supposedly final episode of the series. This wasn't the final episode of the series. The show, I think, had 49 episodes made, but this was the original draft that everyone thought was the actual final episode, and it was revealed by the show's creator in 2015 that no, this isn't the 29th episode. I can show you what the real 29th episode is. This was just completely made up. It's a fugazi, it's a woozy, it's a wazzy. It's completely made up by the fans and isn't a real thing. So I'm going to talk about what this was meant to be. And, you know, it kind of grinds my gears, guys, when you, the people of the internet, the little trolls out there, I'm like 70 years old all of a sudden, using the word trolls. You guys make up all these stories about lost media that supposedly existed, and then we easily figure out that you're talking shit. I originally saw this in Blame It on George's top 40 lost or banned kid shows videos way back in like early 2015. And I was immediately interested in this because it was just a piece of a popular TV show that supposedly was made, or drafts were made, or some animatics, and maybe the full episode, who knows. And I thought, geez, this is really, really cool. It's the only episode that was never meant to be released, and they accidentally made the final episode, then they had to keep it going. No, people just made this shit up. End of story. I want to explain it though. I want to properly talk about this. I should firstly point out that I didn't grow up with Nickelodeon. You had to have a pay TV subscription. I mentioned this in previous Lost Media podcasts. I did not have any of these shows growing up. They were all under pay TV, and we didn't have that in Australia. Well, we had that in Australia, but my family didn't. So, yeah, I'm very unfamiliar with KaBlam, unfortunately. But I do know about this piece because I've been researching this for many years. And I do know that the episode of KaBlam was meant to be episode 29, the final episode. The main characters, Henry and June, wave goodbye to the audience. And just as they're waving goodbye, June kisses Henry and the audience reveals, oh, she had a thing for him all along. And then the show ends. It didn't happen. This was never an actual episode idea or plot from the show's creators. I don't know how this caught on and how people believe this, even though it's just internet hearsay and internet rumors. I'm looking at the Lost Media wiki page here, and it just says, despite no visual or evidence ever existing, many internet users claim they had seen this episode. Like, oh my, I don't understand, like, how these things happen. Like A Day with SpongeBob SquarePants, KaBlam, the 29th episode, like all of these fake pieces of lost media becoming a thing with, I think there's a lot of kids that want to believe this stuff exists, and they sort of perpetuate the rumor and like claim to everyone that this exists, and that everyone and people that are grown up who follow lost media are just like, all right, yeah, show me some evidence, show me some screenshots, show me the creator talking about it in an interview. That didn't happen. No, but trust me, I saw this when I was a kid on Nickelodeon. No, you didn't, dude. This never happened. No, I saw it. I fucking saw it. No, you did not. You did not see that. I saw it. I don't know where I just went just then. But that's what people thought about KaBlam. It's a real thing, man. Trust me, I'm 14 and I know that shows exist, and I know that this was a real thing, man. I saw this on Nickelodeon. No one saw KaBlam. Everyone was watching it. I'm joking. No one saw this episode of KaBlam. The show is getting high ratings. Apparently it was supposed to end at episode 29, but even that is probably false. And the show ended up having 49 episodes and pretty high ratings, but the show's creator came out and said, hey, episode 29, I can show you what it's called, guys. It's not called Henry Kisses Jude and this is the crush episode. It's actually called Your Logo Here, and here it is. This is the real episode 29, and he just posted it to Vimeo because he's like, I'm sick of this shit. sick of people spreading misinformation about my show that I made. And so, yeah, KaBlam was no longer a rumor, episode 29. But there were some people who thought, oh, he's just showing this. He's just showing this to divert attention away from this original idea. Yeah, it is frustrating, actually. I was like 15 when I found out about this, and I was like, this is interesting. If this was supposed to be that last episode, and they made the whole thing, and then they just were like, nah, let's forget about this and redo it into something else. I was like, oh, that's really fascinating. Maybe this does exist somewhere. Maybe this was supposed to be the last episode. No, it wasn't. It's not a real thing. Yeah. I've mentioned, I think, in previous episodes how much I hate fake lost media. It really does grind my gears, but it's interesting. I like talking about it on the Lost Media podcast because in some way it is technically lost media. It's lost minds. It's people losing their minds and thinking that something that is completely a fugazi, a woozy, a wazzy is real when it actually isn't. I like that the show's it's on the KaBlam corner where episode 29, the full episode, was released by Mark Merrick, the Henry and June segment creator. The fact that he had to actually do this to show people is just ridiculous. I remember something else. Yeah, I remember this detail. In 2011, I'm reading it off the Lost Media wiki because I don't remember it very, very well. But Mark Merrick also left a comment on the now defunct website declaring that Henry and June do not have feelings for one another and that the episode is fake. However, since a screenshot of the comment was never found, this was difficult to prove. It was probably deleted by people trying to perpetuate this fake rumor. So he's just like left this comment. He's like, oh, surely this will put it to bed, guys. No one else will ever think this is a real thing. No, everyone still thinks it's a real thing. Confusion with other episodes is another aspect of this. Most people who claim they remember seeing the episode describe it as an awards ceremony, which is relevant to the theme in both Resistance is Futile and Life with Loopy Birthday Galabration Special, different episodes of KaBlam. So it's possible that they're confusing episode 29 with these two episodes, as well as some elements stem from the rare, fun, and just chilling episodes. This is a case of people wanting to sound cool in Lost Media circles, wanting to sound like wanting to feel special to say, I was there to watch this piece of Lost Media that no one can now find. I've fallen into this trap before. I've been the guy who's made videos saying, hey guys, I've seen this banned Mexican Night show. I'm the only one who owns it. But I can't upload it though because it's mine. Because copyright and I'll get in trouble. But I own it. I own a copy. I actually made a video where I was like that back in 2016. And I look back at it. It's like I did a Lost Media Where Are They Now on it recently. But I look back on the video. I'm like, you're not special, bro. No one cares. That's what I say to my former self. The Mandela effect was another way of people contributing this phenomenon. I don't think it's that. I think it's a bunch of people. They want to sound special. They want to sound like they want to trick everyone into thinking they seen the Lost episode. They were there for that when no one else was. And in reality, you're just liars, all of you. You're all liars. You all need to get a life. No, that's a bit rough. Yeah, pretty funny. They still, I look at videos made about at the time or past that are here, and the thumbnail from Lsupersonicq's video is real? Fake? Because people still think it is real. It's amazing. But very, very funny that this caught on. I'm that's the whole point of this episode. I am baffled that this sort of shit catches on when no one has any real physical evidence for this shit existing and it catches on. I understand A Day with SpongeBob SquarePants the movie because there's at least a DVD cover, but this as just hearsay and made up stories in online forums and online circles, and it's hilarious. It's actually very fascinating. Man, very interesting stuff. This has reminded me of so many Lost Media topics I used to be interested in back in the day from that exact Blame It on George video that I now really want to cover on the podcast. I don't care if they get no views. I want to talk about them. I'm interested. in the stories of these lost shows. There's a few of them that I'm really interested in. I think there's Angry Beavers and the Mr. Potato Head show. I think some of them have been found. Yes, the Angry Beavers episode where the people rage. If you comment in the comments if you want me to cover that, because even if you don't, I will still cover that. I'm really interested in that. But that's basically all there is to it with KaBlam. I've had to go on this Lost Media wiki page for extra little notes to jog my memory, I guess you could say. But I feel like I'm pretty familiar with this little hoax. I hope also, guys, during this podcast that none of the banging going on upstairs was featured in the audio. I've got a lot of mic settings on this mic now that make sure that banging isn't included and a lot of background noise doesn't actually get into the mic. But let me know if you're listening with headphones and you can hear it, because I can update these mic settings to make it ultra sensitive to any background noise, because I do have a lot of shit going on in and around this house and next door and all kinds of crap. But thanks again, guys, for watching. It's a special day today for nerds alike. So look out for my next video. Oh, that sounded so cringy. Thanks, guys. I hope I was insane in this one.